Hello, viewers, and welcome to Reminiscences from Owerri in Imo State. Our guest today is Chief Mike Ahamba, who is a lawyer, politician, and community leader. He has practiced law for the last 51 years and has been a senior advocate of Nigeria since 1992. He achieved, I think, national fame in the legal battles of 2003 and 2007 when he represented General Buhari in his struggle to be the president of Nigeria. He is, of course, on his own been in politics, a member of the United States House of Assembly in the Second Republic from 1979 to 83, during which he was the chief whip, I think, and been in many other political parties, as you will hear from him. Chief Ahamba, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Welcome to my humble chamber.
Thank you, sir. So, Chief Ahamba, let me start by asking you the usual question of your background, early life.
Well, I am the humble son of the late traditional ruler of the Lord of the Thomas of Egypt. Reminiscences.
Another community is somewhere here near Owerri.
BC.
Right.
And his wife is a material. Both of them came from the teaching background. So the child of teachers, one of my teachers. My father was a pioneer author, one of the pioneer authors of Igbo language, and that was a background I shall opportunity to give national identity. He did for the primary and secondary schools. He became class leader in dead and more or less also dead. So I'm now the head of my TV. We had 8 in all. 7 are female. By the grace of God, all of us are graduates. One is a doctor. We go doctors and do so. One is a head of church. So that's what we are, who we are.
Where did you study? You are the son of teachers. So why did you school under them, or you went to another family school?
Well, I was school under them. And another thing happened. Even though I was very small then, I was conscious for the fact that my father was the headmaster, my mother the headmistress. And then I decided to discipline myself. As a young person that I felt that it was a sacrilege to have a headmaster's son flogged in the school. So I didn't commit any offenses. And to be candid, I was made a school bell ringer at the age of 10. But continuing the entire school, I was conscious of it. I gave myself that it would be wrong for the son of the headmaster and the headmistress to be punished by the teacher. You are not giving me any concessions. I didn't commit any offenses. And I carried it into the secondary school. I was never punished, except twice. The first one I did it was a class punishment, mass punishment, there was no personal punishment. The second one, 2 of us who had a fight in our class. The principal took us out and we were free to court. I didn't go to So all the teachers asked me why I disobeyed the principal. I said, look, I I'm the class monitor. And this boy came to my seat and saw my list of class brothers. And I slept. He fought me. The principal took two of us and punished us without asking why we fought. I asked the teacher, have I fought before in this school? He said no. He should have found out why Mike Ahamba fought. I said, look, I don't mind being sent home. My father will see me. He's not doing steal. I didn't do any committing offense in this school. If my father decided to send me home today, because of this, my father will see me and find out next school.
So what secondary school was this?
No, I school that. So I think the teacher spoke with the principal. That issue was never visited. The other person cut his grass and came back. I didn't talk to him. I'm not saying it. None of them. Many of the type of person I did for time. I don't care. I believe in principles. So I felt that the principal of the school should find out why his monitor fought, because the other boy fought his representative in the class. I should be concerned about it. I'm not concerned about it.
Why did you study law?
The University of Nigeria Law Campus.
Why did you choose law?
Oh, very good. Now, it just happened though. I opted to read law. But my option was to read law or to read medicine. I was qualified for law. My father was a member of Eastern Nigeria House of Assembly. He didn't win on the NCSC platform. The one as an independent candidate. Then there was one Dr. Joe Kwesi from Umuahia, who also won on independent candidates. So one of my holidays, he took me to Joe Kwesi's house. As we were leaving the house, Joe turned to me and said, young man, what do you want to do in the future? I smiled. I didn't give him an answer. He said, my boy, listen to me. You be a lawyer or a doctor. That's the only way you can talk to the government in the face and still feed. Stop. So eventually, I opted for law because I knew I would go out to be a politics. I've been really deeply in the secondary school. So that was it. And in any case,
Were you a student activist in the secondary school?
of course, yes, I was. I can tell you one of the things about it. I was a house prefect in my final year. A friend of mine was school prefect. Azuna was school prefect. And my roommate was compound prefect. And my friend, her roommate, was school prefect. So these school prefects wanted to talk down on the house prefects. So they would normally decide what to do and announce it in the dining hall at lunch. I called my colleagues. I told them we were not going to accept that. I said, this is a Nigeria, small Nigeria in this country. This Africa. I said, school prefects, compound prefects, these are all ministers under the senior prefect, who is the prime minister. We are the regional governors. No minister can come to Eastern Nigeria and do anything with the people without telling them another. So henceforth, if you don't consult us, let us resist them. So I told my friends not to try it again, and they did it. I told my boys to go back to the rebellion. The other prefect told their boys to go back to the rebellion. They said I will not do a rebellion in the school. So the school massacre, hostel massacre. He came and he along with Mike Ahamba. I called to say, I called to rebellion on the campus. I called to rebellion on the campus. I said, no, sir. I'm not. He said, what does it matter? I said, of the school prefect and the conference president. We prefects are in charge of the boys. He said the art prefect, I said, very good. Is it right for them to schedule compound work or any other thing without consulting? I said, no. I said, that's all. My case is over. I said, did you do that? I said, no, don't do that. You have to tell the art prefect to bring out their boys. She said, now, Mike, what do we do? He said, they work. I told him like this. I told my boys to go to the field and work, and that was the end of the crisis. So I was there all the time. I started the other incidents. The one thing I always did right from time was everything I did, I made sure I was willing to save the law. Yes.
So when you finished law,
Yes.
did you practice privately before? Because I noticed you went into politics pretty soon after your law.
Sure.
Yes.
In fact, I started practicing the same month I came back from youth service.
As a private lawyer.
Private lawyer. Yes.
On your own or in a?
I stayed with a lawyer in Aba for 6 months and came to Wuri and stayed with another lawyer who later became a judge of the High Court. Just so long. I think the two places I stayed lasted just a year plus. So I decided to do my own.
You never tried a government job to work for the state government, Ministry of
I'm not
Justice?
for public service or civil service. I'm too independent minded for this. So I knew from the beginning that I had to have it. I'm not a liar, I will tell you eventually why I got serious about law. I was only in standard 2 when I had a dream. And I saw myself wearing a black robe, holding something in my hand, and moving into a hall with half wall. I didn't understand it. I hadn't seen a lawyer by then. I didn't learn it. You know, I got to Abuja for this service. And I arrived at the High Court of Abuja. I knew that was God telling me you have to go back. I accepted it. I'm doing nothing more. I'm not a contractor, not a trader, not an importer. I do nothing but law.
Why did you go into politics so early, the state of House of Assembly,
Very good.
contest in the 19th century?
I'll tell you. You see, my father, I told you, was a politician. He was in the war. He was in the house when the 1966 coup report. My father was driving a contract strategy. Before we went to the house, he was driving a prefect. In the house, we bought a contract strategy. After the war, when the war came, we packed it. After the war, the first set of Nigerian troops came and carried all the tires of the family. The second set came. As for the tire, my father said their police have carried the tires.
Well, these are soldiers?
Yeah. Soldiers, yes.
Soldiers.
Nigerian soldiers.
Yes.
So he opened fire on the car and shattered that contract strategy. You can ask questions and know what the contract strategy is. Pontiac strategy, American car.
Yeah.
My father had his money in Barclays Bank seized. So he said he was going to give him only £20. He never took it. My father moved.
This is after the war.
After the war, he moved from a successful author, teacher, legislator to a poor man riding a bicycle.
From Pontiac University.
To bicycle. Painful to me. So I looked at the whole thing and I said, I will need to play politics. If politics brought my father down to this level, I was not going to take that risk. There's something happened. When you take a decision, an event occurs. In 1977, the autonomous community law came. And all the prominent politicians of that time were being called into the traditional rulers. And people went to my father refused to vote. They spoke to me. After 1977, I went to my father and said no, that he didn't want to, what I said to me. But fortunately for us, after that war, he got an appointment. First as chairman of the Judicial Board, and thereafter as a lay magistrate. So he said he wasn't going to what I'm saying
in politics.
So, it's not politics. If your colleagues are going to serve their people, I don't see why you should refuse to serve their people. I'm around, I'm a practicing lawyer, I'll stand by you. So he accepted it. When he accepted it, there are elements in our community who now decided to fight him. The battle was on when politics came. My father had the ground, the traditional law of the community, in a very, very peaceful ceremony. People say they wasn't going to allow him. So when politics came, they all entered APP, or NPP rather. They all entered APP, and I heard that they said that one of them, they were going to select one of them to go to the House of Assembly, and for that, they were going to dethrone Ahamba. I said, but that's fortunate. If I sit here as a lawyer, and some laymen dethrone my father. That's why I entered APA.
Yes.
I knew that they was far older than myself. If I entered NPP with them, they would have suffocated me there. So I entered NPA. That it did not continue to position.
And somehow you managed to win.
I managed to win. And they actually came to disturb the community. Unfortunately for them, I ran into them that day. The committee now called me to say something about what we did for them. I said, give me paper. You are community. I said, can you remove this name, place for this? They said, no. So that's my face. And they failed. So, it was destiny that took me on this land.
Your career in politics was rather brief. So after the 83 coup, what did you do?
It was not difficult for me. When I was in the house, I refused to stop legal practice. Because I knew I wasn't going to get any combo outside my normal pay. And it was not enough to carry me and my responsibility for community and my family. I said, the day they stop me practicing law, I'll resign from the house. But something happened. Minister of Justice lawyer challenged my right to practice law before no less a personality than Justice Peter to argue it. I was able to establish that although the member of the house was the public officer, he was of a special group, but only for the purpose of code of conduct. But only for the purpose of code of conduct. So I drew attention of Justice Peter to the list of public officers where they were. I said, this is where the honorable is. So I've declared my essence, I've declared everything. So how should we type I said that I'm not in this. I said the law provided that we appear for a number of days within the year. So 183 or so. And I asked the judge, what are we supposed to do for the rest of the days? We practice our own law, practice our job in the morning. The doctors who are with us come to the house in the morning, in the evening they go to their clinics. The architects go to their offices to draw houses. So why should the lawyer not practice his own? So long as he gets the minimum base supposed to come. So I put a rule against it and I continue practicing my law. So I never left without practice.
Yeah. So even after 83, when you left the House of Assembly,
Yes.
you continued as a lawyer, became a son by 1992.
Yes.
Now, is people hear son. Does becoming a son mean you now become a very successful, rich lawyer?
Not a rich lawyer. Since they're successful.
Yes.
Because the lawyer's success is not dependent on how much he has.
Yeah, but sons surely charge. We hear that even to be briefed,
Yeah,
to brief a son,
that was the story. I remember a friend of mine told me that when I came to Singapore, he said that they had that once you are made a son, you are given a shipload of oil to sell. I said, I wish we were right.
No, but we know for sure.
Very good.
To console a son, that requires a certain amount of money.
Of course. It's a famous entrepreneurs.
What's among you?
Yes. You know, by the time we became Singapore, there were only 7 of us in the whole country. And there are fundamental rules, fundamental qualifications you have to meet. At that time, election commission didn't count. At that time, interlocutory appeals didn't count. And you have to make your cases only within 3 years. After 3 years, all the cases you've done will disappear. You have to start again accumulating 3 years. So for you to qualify at that time, it's an uphill task. There are a lot of things have been opened down and there are so many people. But let me tell you this. It depends on what somebody wants to achieve. For me, I need money. I work for it. Even at my age now, I still work very hard for it. But money can never decide what I will do. I am proud today to say that I've done 2 presidential petitions without charging. Let those who are with Buhari go and say what they want to say. Let them tell me what deal I gave to Buhari for the 2 presidential petitions. And after Buhari himself told the press that any money he paid to was to augment my expenses. Yes. Why did I do that? I did that to show that the Nigerian electoral process was rotten. And that something had to be done about it. That's why I sacrificed all that time doing that in those cases.
Did Buhari invite you to take on these cases? And I mean, how did you meet? How did you come about?
Very good. How we met. You know, I'm a Democrat by nature. I don't believe in dictatorship. Although Buhari was doing very well in 1984, he was not my man.
It's a soldier.
Yes. Because I wrote a book, 1992, which I gave a chapter, and I said, punishment without guilt. Yes. So when he eventually joined our party,
which is the ANPP,
I was at crossroads because I knew I couldn't be a symbiotic insurgent. There's something happened. The way they think to get the states, when I was raising funds for his governorship election, I didn't make the face to face. So the next morning we were the one discussing, and issues arose as to the crisis of the ANPP in Kano. That was I heard about the man called Leto. Little, yes.
Ibrahim Little.
Yes. So they were asking General Buhari his attitude. He said one of the contestants came to him and said, support me, I'll be loyal to you. And he told that person, be loyal to the party, not to me. I said, what? Is that the man I say cannot be a Democrat? I'm not the one. So I miss you now. I told him I wanted to meet Buhari face to face. So I arranged a meeting for us at the Nikon Hotel. So I went to visit Buhari. You see me very well. And I said I came to ask one question, sir. What is it? So, he never believed in multi-party multi-party politics. He agreed. And now you want to contest election in a multi-party situation. Why? This man told me that all the people that were running one party state have collapsed in Africa and everywhere. That they are saying that they were not the best. That the best was multi-party. And that's why he joined. That's what they decided to do.
So like you just said earlier, you actually represented him in this landmark case 2003, 2007,
Yes.
all those long years,
Yes.
without really charging.
Yes. I think the wife knows about it.
Mm.
In the first one, he paid my hotel bill at Hilton. The second one, he didn't even pay my hotel bill.
What do you think is the problem with these flawed elections? Is it the judges? I mean, the petitions. Is it the judges? People say that, look, our judiciary has become really part of the problem now. You agree as a
They are part of the problem, they're not the only problem. Now let me tell you this. The book I'll give you today, you'll see where it says that the politician is one of the problems of Nigeria. But he is not the problem. Because there are constants in this country, in the electoral process. The only variable there is the politician. Now, how do you blame the politician who is a variable when those appointed around him as constants to checkmate him fail to do their work, including the press, the police, the judiciary, the INEC, and of course, the people
who take money to vote?
So I've said it that voter education should not come a few months to voting. It should be a continuous process. As well as indoctrination of the people for them to know that that thing they have is a very powerful document, the PVC. And they have just a chance every 4 years to deliver their verdict on what they went through in the past 4 years. If they miss it, they have to bear what happens for under 4 years.
Is there any lack of education or lack of awareness?
Well, that's why
more poverty. People know.
Very good, very good.
Money and
that person who rendered you poor, why should you vote for him again?
Because temporarily.
Because he gave you 3,000 naira.
Yes, temporarily.
Yeah, that will solve your problem forever. That is indoctrination. The people must know the extent of the problem they have, which they have to solve themselves. That's a song. You know, one on Fela fans, you know, for talking sense. Because he was doing certain things, people thought he was a madman. He was not. This is so far, Naya fault. I know one of his numbers said that. I say Naya fault. Naya fault be that. So, the people have to know that they are suffering at their fault. Okay, look at what is happening in America today. Because people don't like what Trump is doing in America. You see, the Republican Party is losing governorship and other elections. Next year they will lose more. So this is it. And I want to say this again.
Yes.
Amending the Electoral Act is a waste of time. Do you know that we do every election with a new Electoral Act? Has that solved the problem?
I wonder, given all your long experience in litigation as a lawyer in politics, do you really think that you ever get elections right in
I will go back to the statement of a character in the Old Testament of our Bible. I will welcome. There was one man there who played a prominent role about the Jews. His name was Joshua. When the Jews got to the promised land and they started worshipping the idols of those people they met there, Joshua told them one thing: all of you can worship anybody you want to worship. I and my household, we shall worship the Lord God. Now, the more people we have taking that type of resolution, the better for us. It also pay us for somebody who is rich to surrender himself to join those who are being impoverished. You'll be surprised that people you maintain throughout the years, on the election day, they go behind you, take money and vote against your opponents. Vote in favor of your opponent. It's not good. They have to be told. The churches, the mosques, everywhere, the schools, the universities, I'll tell everybody. Somebody came here and told me that I've only followed you.
In spite of what you are facing now, I believe that you are still there. Because the word rigging
It's neither Hausa nor Igbo nor Yoruba nor Efik. Rigging. Like I told people, corruption is not a word. We have our own word for it. So there's nothing that exists in West in any culture that didn't happen there practically. So if we have English law reports showing election rigging at a point, that means they were there before. And just as they left it, we shall leave it. When people come to learn that it doesn't help, by continuous education, what you are doing, you are suffering. Now you are falling behind. We have to keep, after election, continue it. We try. It's okay.
Tell us about your career. You are serving politics beyond law. After representing Buhari in these petitions, you actually attempted to be the chairman of the party, of the CPC. Yes. Then it didn't work out. What led to this break between you and the party of Buhari himself?
Thank you. It's not just CPC. In the AFP. And God knows I don't tell the public lies. People know my intention to be chairman of the debate. I don't want anything that will take me away from this table, which is the only source of income.
No.
So when I tried to become the chairman of AFP, national chairman, it was at the behest of Buhari.
The acid contest.
Yes. In fact, those who fill my forms, I don't know them. And somebody paid the necessary fees. I don't want to go into details. But the election was being rigged. And I paid attention to it. So my leader just sat there looking like they really give me out. So that was one thing about my leader and friend. It doesn't interfere in anybody else's business. If you are in charge of anything, it lets you perform. Rightly or wrongly, and it's boomerang on him when complaints.
So you lose it on both the ANPP and later the CPC.
Yes.
Without doing anything about it.
No, yes, CPC. That was where the whole thing, the sword that blew the camel down. The three chairmen, 21 of them came to me in my hotel after General Buhari declared for the
Presidency.
for the presidency. They came to me, I greeted them, and said, please, our leader has already had the misfortune of national chairman. Farmer, can you forget your other ambition you have? And please come and be national chairman so that you can protect Buhari's back. I told him, I had no plans for that. He said, please, I said, okay, I'll consult with him. I did consult with him, and he told me to go ahead. At that time in the CPC, we had agreed that there would be no zoning of the major offices. Look for the best material to go. I didn't know that those of us who were around. We're not on the same platform.
So they had their candidates.
So everything went wrong somehow. And we came just before the convention, only for one of his supporters, major supporters, to declare that he wanted to say something, that they had zoned the chairmanship to South, and that General Buhari had approved it. He said, we. I said, who are we? This is beauty. I'm in the National Executive, I'm in the caucus. This thing was not discussed. We decided not to zone. Who are we? So I've told you. Chief Ahamba, I've told you, you have zoned it, and the leader approved it. I turned to my leader and said, is that true? He said, yes, Mike. I nearly collapsed at that.
And was that the end of your relationship with her?
No, I didn't end there. I said, okay. If I was going to do it for you, I will not say I should do it. Let it be. That was it. Yeah. But he said something else. The man from Benue State now said, look, you can't do this for Ahamba. Everyone knows his role in this country, information of this party and the campaign. Now that he is no longer to be national chairman by this zoning, can we all agree that he should run in there to Buhari? And my leader and friend openly before them said, well, the vice president will come from the southeast. It may not be Mike. In fact, it is not Mike.
Who was it? Who did it turn out to be?
Turned out to be Mexico. No, turned out to be Bakare. Bakare.
Oh, he didn't come from the southeast then.
No.
He went to the west.
Yes. Yes. I said, I can't be chairman. I can't be vice president. So maybe when you become president, I'm going to be a PA. I'm really disappointed. I feel highly disappointed.
When he became president, what happened eventually? Did you become his PA?
No. By then I left the party.
Did you relate in any way with him?
Like I said, I congratulated him. And I know I wrote a letter that I wanted to come and visit him at the State House. I wrote an article about Buhari and the doctrine of Kiruka.
What of
Kiruka. I didn't want to mean the future is greater.
Okay.
That's what I told the Supreme Court the day they dismissed his petition.
Right.
His appeal.
Yes.
I thought I said, my Lord, thank you very much. Kiruka.
The future will be brighter.
Yes. Yeah. So, Kutigi, so what do you mean? What do you? I said, nothing. So I said, the future is greater. So when he was sworn in, I wrote an article which was published in one of the dailies. Said, Buhari and the doctrine of Kiruka. He has finally become president. He would have forgotten them.
Yes.
I wrote twice to see him. Not for anything.
Yes.
But they withheld the letters from him. Even these colleagues between all of us who are enjoying saying we together who pick my calls. This is politics.
You were not picking your calls.
Yes, so I said, well, if they want me any day, he asked them to call me, I'll come.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Did it happen?
No,
For 8 years?
For 8 years, he never sent a message to me. He once sent an official Christmas greeting or anything to me. So that's okay. Honestly, I didn't develop a hatred for him. Up to his death. You'll be surprised to hear this. When I heard he had died, tears came to my eyes. I was so close to him. absolutely committed because I believe that was solution to corruption in this country.
Yes.
The God knows best.
So what are you doing now politically?
Politically,
Yes.
oh, I'm just like you say, holding my breath, waiting to know what happens after the 15th of November.
Yes. That is the PDP convention.
Yes.
We are still
Yes.
PDP now.
I'm still in the PDP.
Right.
I won't leave
Yes.
until they tell me that PDP has been scrapped from the records. I won't leave. In spite of the imbroglio within that party, I will not leave. If we start doing that, let me tell you, APC is an overloaded vote. And every overloaded vote has a chance of sinking. The ADC is a cover for disgruntled elements in some parties. The ruling party has already destroyed Labour Party. The only legacy party still remaining that can offer stiff resistance is the PDP. If they don't cancel us as a party, we'll be in a fighting mode 2027. Even if we lose the battle, those who fought us will know they made men.
Even with the governors leaving the party in droves.
Which one of them was with us in 1999? One of them was with us in 2000, in 2015. These are opportunistic persons, and I've always told our party members, don't forget your real party members when you want to distribute positions. You don't have anybody who carries money around. You now give him position. You leave those who fought for your party, who made it attractive for those people to come. You abandon some people. These people have no rules. Any day there's a shake up, they'll jump into the water and swim away. And this is exactly what happened to the PDP. So, all the opportunistic entrance into the party, I call them the food is ready politicians. Who came when PDP had food to give? Now PDP has no food. PDP is going back to the kitchen. They're not interested in that.
As a lawyer, when you see what is happening about Nnamdi Kanu trying to present himself, now there is an impending judgment to be given. As a lawyer, as a big woman, what is your take on it?
Well, it's unfortunate. The whole thing from the beginning has been unfortunate. Because I don't want to say anything about my colleagues. But at a stage, those who were with him really wanted to use him to publish themselves to the nation. Not that they had any intention of defending him. They want to move to the other, but I think at the moment, the mistake he's making is sacking his lawyers. For him to believe that if he creates that crisis to help him, it's not true. The law is the law. No law was waiting for him. This is it. So
If you are to advise legally, you will tell him, take a good lawyer.
yes, like I told you, please keep your lawyers. Stay with them till the end. They will advise you on what to do eventually. But right now, he decided to be on his own. And he has the right to do that. Has every right under the Constitution to do it. I don't think that is the best thing for him to do.
Will you consider representing him, helping him? In this case?
Why do I consider it when the thing has gone to this stage? I would have considered it if they came to me at the beginning. I don't think I want to go now. But anyway, it's too late if I go for judgment.
But is it true to say that you are disappointed with the way Nigeria is? I've seen somewhere where you wrote that if we don't take the 2014 conference which you attended, then maybe we should consider the Aburi Accord.
Yes.
That sounds as if you don't really believe in Nigeria as presently.
I believe in the country of Nigeria. They're not as presently constituted. You see, when we formed Nigeria, there were 3 countries that came into a federation. Just like you have in America. The United States of America were made up of different nations that decided to come together. So in the north, Samuel Bello was the prime minister. Nabisco was the prime minister. Awolowo was the prime minister in the West. Now, in 1957, the West got self-government. The East got self-government. But the North said they were not ready. And they decided to go on and wait for the North. That got self-government in 1959. 1960, we had independence. And the constitution now made them premiers. You get me? That's it. But you see, thereafter, we started creating states. That is different between the American Federation and Nigerian Federation. While the American Federation, the states preceded the nation, and therefore gave the nation to the center what they want to give to the center. In Nigeria, the nation was creating the states and allocating power to them. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is causing friction at the center. In 1959-60, we decided that every region should produce and surrender 50% to the federal. I need 50% entirely. That will make the component parts work very hard to produce. But the military, without mandates, cancel that. Where are the cannot pyramids of the months?
So you want us to go back, in other words,
precisely
the 1960 Constitution.
Yes, that is a not constitution,
Right.
with attitude. Let us get apart a little to be together. Because the moment you keep rubbing yourselves at Abuja, so long with friction, what you care. This is my position. That's what I'm talking about. Aburi. Right. Aburi achieved that.
Yes.
But the problem was they did not accommodate the minorities. And the permanent secretaries were minorities. And the head of state in Nigeria, that was a minority. So they cancelled it, but they didn't cover them.
Right.
Let us face history for God's sake and correct what we said we have made.
Tell us a little bit about the private Mike Ahamba. The private person, Mike Ahamba, about your family life, about your non-official or political hobbies.
Well, Mike Ahamba is married to a beautiful and faithful wife called Gates. And we have just one child.
What do you want?
Yes, in Village. He has 5 children. So as I always say, they are now housing children. That's okay for me.
Yeah.
As an individual, I believe in justice for all, at all times, and at all costs. There is nothing sacrifice that you've got to that is too much.
That's your guiding principle.
Justice. Yes. You see, I believe that everybody should not forget his roots. I'm very committed to my community. Right now, I'm the regent of my community. We've selected a traditional ruler who will be coronated in December. Thereafter, I'll hand over to
you. You are regent now.
I'm a regent, right?
Why not the traditional ruler?
No. I said that because that will go back to the village. I don't believe that traditional ruler should leave his community.
Yeah.
I've been part of writing all the constitutions right from my father's time.
Yeah.
And I've always insisted that the traditional ruler will live within his community. How do I end my living? I don't know what to place. I don't know how to farm now.
Yeah.
I can't hold the road. I don't have the capital.
So you are still active as a lawyer and you are living it almost 80 now.
Yes, of course I do.
Every day.
I
mean, every day you come to the office. I'm meeting you here in the office now.
Yes. If you come tomorrow, you see me here. I come to work Mondays, Fridays, Monday to Friday, sometimes on Saturdays, only on Sunday I don't come here.
Are you motivated to just to keep making a living that way, or is because it's habit? You just habit of.
I don't see what other means I can use that I have some expertise in.
But surely after 50 years, it's a long time. You must have accumulated enough if you want to.
That is it. That was my motive. If that was my motive, yes, I had the opportunities. But I told you earlier, money has not been my motive in anything I'm doing.
That's why you're still looking for it.
Yes. The little I am, using my family. You know, the EFCC once arrested me, and they paid me for 6 days. I didn't talk to them. One of them came and said, "Won't you negotiate your release?" I said, myself, when you're tired, you leave me. But when I go out to tell the country what I did, eventually I took them to court. And they couldn't say what offense I committed. The other said that they arrested me to find out whether I committed an offense. Can you imagine that?
What do you do to relax?
Oh, if today were Thursday, I won't be here by now. So I must go and watch the national team.
Okay.
Any national team that is wearing Nigerian color is my team, beginning from under 17. If they play at 3 a.m. and it is visible anywhere, I'll go and watch it. I like watching football. I used to like boxing when it was a serious, because I got my interest involved for Ogambasi when I was in the primary school.
To watch boxing or to do boxing yourself?
I don't. Why should I now? I tried to get into boxing tournament, the boxing club. Then my mother stopped me, and only son.
Okay, so
somebody told her they kill yourself, though.
Yeah.
And she said, if you go there again, I kill myself for you. So I stopped. But you know what? Because Ogambasi lives in Liverpool. That's why Liverpool is my team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So I watch Liverpool play. Because of my attachment to the community, Liverpool. Because Ogambasi for the Liverpool boy.
Thank you, Chief Mike Ahamba, for this very revealing interview. And thank you, viewers, for staying with us in this conversation with Chief Mike Ahamba in his chamber in Owerri, Imo State. Until we meet in another episode of this program, goodbye.